Hey guys, today we're going to break down the pentatonic scale and the chromatic scale so you can better solo in any key. I remember learning this stuff and feeling so overwhelmed by the breadth of information that is out there, but I'm going to make it simple. So we're going to start with one easy pentatonic shape. So we're going to start in the key of A minor. So to play the A minor pentatonic scale, starts on the E string, 5th fret, you go 5-8, A 5-7, D 5-7, G 5-7, B 5-8, and then E 5-8. So before we dive too deep into it, I'm going to give you guys a feel for what it can sound like just playing in that one shape. And then we'll break down how I know that it's an A minor pentatonic, and we'll talk a little bit about the chromatic scale and how you can find this scale in any key, so you can solo in any key. So that was just a little demo of what can be done in that position of the A minor pentatonic. But that brings the question, how do I know that right here is the A minor pentatonic scale? So we must first understand the chromatic scale, and it starts with A. So it goes A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, and G sharp. So if you find the root note on the E string, you know that E is open, right? You can say, okay, so I know between E and F there's no sharp or flat. So open E, go straight to F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and then here we are at A. So that's how I know. I find that root note on the E string, and I know that I'm in the A minor pentatonic scale. So you can start at any point in the chromatic scale, and that's how you can find your root note to solo in any key. So again, open E, F. There's the F minor pentatonic. Move up one, F sharp, there's the F sharp pentatonic. G, G sharp, and then up to the A. All right, and now that we understand that, we can talk about the major pentatonic scale. So we know that that minor pentatonic scale is right here, and that's A minor, right? So if you move up 1, 2, 3, and play the exact same pentatonic shape, you'll know that you're in the major scale now. A major. And the major pentatonic will give you kind of a happier feel. So if the minor isn't working, you can move it up 1, 2, 3. So using that same backing track, kind of happier. Switching over to that major pentatonic scale gives it kind of a happier feel. And honestly, you can kind of combine the two as well. You can do minor, major, and go back and forth. So let's try a different key just to see if we understand this. So let's do the key of G. So knowing that open E, F, F sharp, G, right? So I have a backing track loaded up, and we can use the G minor pentatonic scale here. That's pretty cool. And then using our knowledge of major and minor, we know that we can move this pentatonic shape up 1, 2, 3. So we would know that the major position of this would be the open E minor pentatonic scale or G major pentatonic scale, like this. So yeah, playing in that major key, again, just gives it kind of a happier feel. So as we talked about, 3rd fret E, that's our G minor. And then go up 1, 2, 3. That open position is our G major. And then another cool thing, this is getting a little advanced though, we can find a G note on the E string, way up here on the 15th fret of the E, and that's still the G minor pentatonic shape. So we have G minor there, and again we can move up 1, 2, 3. So now we have G major, which is the same as E minor. So yeah, so G major and E minor are the same. And then we also talked about in the key of A, we go up 1, 2, 3. That's an F sharp note, right? But that would be A major or F sharp minor. And again, that's only using one shape of the pentatonic scale. There are 5 shapes of the pentatonic scale. So you can do a lot with that one shape. That's a good place to get comfortable. But if you want to expand, you can learn different shapes. But even just with that one shape, you can solo in a whole bunch of different keys in major and minor keys, which is awesome. So get that down first, but after you get that down, I would recommend learning the 5 shapes of the pentatonic, and I'll make a video on that later. All right, so those key takeaways being, we need to know the chromatic scale so that we can solo in the pentatonic scale in any key, and those notes in the chromatic scale are A, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, and G sharp. And if we can find those notes, those root notes on the low E string, that'll give us the minor version of that pentatonic scale. And again, let's use the example of A right here. A minor. We can find A major by going up 1, 2, 3. So there's the major. So in knowing the chromatic scale, we can find any note here, find the minor version of the pentatonic, and we can also find the major. And one very last thing to conclude this, I want to talk about the extended pentatonic scale. We can use that shape we learned, and we can combine different shapes of the pentatonic. So let's go back to trusty old A minor, right? So if you move on the E string up 1, 2, you can go 3, 5, go down to the A, 3, 5, slide into that A minor pentatonic shape we know, 5 to 7, and then on the D string, 5, 7, and then on the G string, 5, 7, slide on the G string to the 9th, and then you can go 8, 10 on the B, 8, 10 on the E, to the 12th, and then back through it. So again, like this. And it keeps that same shape. So if you're getting tired of that, that one shape, you can combine multiple shapes. That in any key as well. So let's go back to G. Move up 1, 2. You would go 1, 3, 1, 3. Slide into that shape, Slide to the 7th of the G. And then you would go 6, 8, 6, 8, down to the 10th. So again, that's a little more advanced, but it helps combine multiple shapes of the pentatonic scale if you feel trapped in a box, essentially. Guys, I hope this was super helpful. If you have any questions about the pentatonic scale or anything else you want to learn, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Again, check out my TikTok, my Instagram, my Patreon. They're linked below. Helps me out a lot as a creator. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate it.